Hi guys again, it's Anna. Hope everyone's doing well. Just got home from school. What a joy that was. What else I did today? Oh, I talked to my parents today. And I actually wasn't sure if I was going to go home for Christmas, because when I came down here in August to start, the semester, I usually come back with my mom because this is her family and she likes to visit. So that's usually the one time a year she comes to visit, so she'll come down with me. And I don't know, it was really weird, but we were talking to my grandma one day in the kitchen. And my grandma, I love her, she's cool. And we were talking about Christmas, and 'cause it's a big family, everybody comes to my grandma's house. And my grandma mentioned, oh yeah, I'm sure Anna's gonna go home for Christmas. Not gonna help me, bake all this stuff and help her cook, just like as a joke. And my mom was like, oh, Anna's not coming home for Christmas this year. And she just said it in front of me and my grandma. And I was like, okay, like, is that supposed to tell me something? And it was really bizarre, but I didn't want to act like she hurt my feelings, so my grandma was like, what? Like, she was all shocked. And I was like, oh yeah, well, I don't know, we'll just see how it goes at school and work. And then I just, left the room, I don't know, it was really weird, and I still don't even know what to think of it. Like, my mom says, we're just not close, and, I just think she says stuff without thinking, but I don't know what would make her say that. I still don't get it, obviously, I still don't get it, but anyway. My dad, I don't really have a very good relationship with either, but he legitimately does miss me or my sister if we're not home. If we're not living at home. Not that he makes the effort to call. He's just he was a Marine. He was brought up in a really tough kind of household, and, his parents were not good people. And so he is that kind of tough guy, he's got this big, kind of shell that you just can't crack, But when he called me about a week ago and asked me when I was coming for Christmas, and I just didn't know what to say. I was like, do I say anything about what my mom said, or I just didn't know what to do. So I was like, I don't know. You want me to look up tickets, or what do you want me to do? What do you guys want? And he was like, well, yeah. And in college you get off basically 5 weeks for winter break. So I just started looking online because, I really do want to go home. I have a much younger brother. He's only 14. There's almost a 7-year difference between us. He was like a surprise baby. And I love him. I miss him. Me and my sister are barely a year apart, so we grew up really close in age and just experienced a lot of things together where he's like the baby of the family. And, I really do miss being there as he's growing up. He's at the age where he's going from a kid to a teenager, in high school. So I really do like going, plus for my dog. I have a little dog that I love, and she's like my dog, but anyway. So I looked up tickets, and, I first started off like, oh yeah, here's this kind of cheap ticket, $250, there's no cheap tickets really anymore. But, and it was only for a week or 10 days. And he was like, well, aren't you off 5 weeks? Don't you want to come home? We all want you here. And I was like, okay. And so I bought the ticket, and he pushed me really hard. He's like, no, if that's the cheapest you can find, that's really good. Just get it right now, and I'll put money in your account. And I was like, okay. So I did. And the next day, my mom put money in my account, and she called me. And I talked to her. It was just so awkward, and it's a very kind of stilted conversation. And I don't know. My mom's she's not an emotional kind of person. She's not that maternal kind of mom. So I try not to get offended because I know that's just her personality, but at the same time it's do you want me there or not? It's just a really weird situation. I just don't know what to think of it anymore. Sorry, my voice is going kind of scratchy. I've been coughing, kind of getting a cold lately. But so I bought the ticket, and I'm gonna be going home for about a month, a little less than a month, which I'm happy about. I really do want to go home. I don't know. Just gotta make the best of it. We'll see. have a really great relationship. I feel like maybe a lot of my issues come from the way I was brought up, and just, I mean, a mixture, obviously, of my kind of personality and just kind of my experiences as a kid, as I'm sure all of you do. I mean, do you guys think that, you know, your childhood or your parents or your siblings, your environment had a really great impact on your social anxiety, or do you think it was just something you were born with, or something that happened? Because I know some of you said it just all of a sudden you got really anxious, you know, in such situations. But I don't know. I think a lot of it comes from when I was younger, because my parents were just very, very critical when me and my sister were kids. I don't know, it's hard to talk about, and not that I don't think I'd mind if someone my age or someone I knew saw these videos, because I'd be like, hey, I'm just trying to be honest, you know, and I think they'd respect me for it, but I think if my parents saw them, they'd be very hurt. Thank goodness they're not too great on the computer or the internet. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like can you see me stumbling over my words right now? Because I hate talking about it, but I feel like I'm going to be honest with you guys and be honest about my social anxiety disorder. Then I should probably be honest about why I think I am the way I am. So, I don't know. As I said, my dad, his parents were abusive to him, and he used to run away all the time because he would just get hit all the time when he was a kid, and, you know, just really emotionally just abused him. He would literally run away and cross state lines to get to his grandmother, some, you know, distant cousin, just to get away from that. And I, of course, never knew any of this when I was a kid. I've only heard random, you know, little snatches of conversations and stuff, or if my dad was drinking and he maybe said something over the years. That's the only way I've ever known about this. But, so me and my sister were kids. You know, he was physical with us too, and he would, you know, we got spanked, we got pushed around, we got hit, we got whatever. And I don't think we were abused. I think it was abusive behavior. I don't know. I mean, it's such a fine line to cross between disciplining your child and then going too far, where you're really harming them. You know, I just have all these memories of being just so terrified of him, so terrified. My mom didn't do anything, and I've tried to forgive them as I've gotten older. I'm out of the house. You know, I can kind of take that step back, remove myself from the situation, and really think about, well, why would they do that? Why would they act that way? But, I don't know. I used to be really, really mad at my mom for never stepping in and always just leaving the room as we got, or she would tell our dad, if me and my sister were fighting in a store, the threat is always, you just wait, I'm going to tell your father. But for us, that would just like spark so much fear and anxiety. The anxiety of that anticipation of waiting for hours and hours all day for my dad to come home. And immediately once she told him, it was, you know, get in your room. And it was just that horrible, horrible dread. It was just, I don't know, it was just, still, when I think about it, it's very upsetting. You know, when I think of that image of my father, and then I think of the one that I kind of see today, I don't know, it's just really hard to come to terms with both. I just have so many memories of him screaming in our faces, like a Marine, you know, just screaming, so angry, and just such, like, disgust on his face.